Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a simple weapon slot in UE5. As you can see here, we go to pick a weapon and you can see its icon being updated in the left. And when we pick another weapon, you can see icon being updated. So that's in this video. I'm going to show you step by step how to make this. So let's create a new folder. We name it Blueprint. We create a new blueprint class for the weapons. So we name it bb underscore weapon. Okay, let's open this class, touch it here, and what we're gonna do is add static mesh for the weapon mesh. We name it weapon, and let's add box collision so we can interact with it. Name it just box. Okay, let's scale this up. Let's just give here give the weapon a mesh so we can know how to scale. Okay, let's give him the dagger. Okay, let's scale this up also. Let's attach it here. Okay, let's size camera speed. Okay, looking good. What we're gonna do now is scale this box, move it here, and scale this up. And now we attach it back here, so it moves with the weapon, so we can interact. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is remove this back. Okay, clear. What we're gonna do is do construct event here, event graph. Let's remove this. So we're gonna do interact with our third person character. So we do box here and on component begin and on component and overlap. What we're gonna do is get our other actor and do cast to BB third person character. Copy paste here, other actor, and what you're gonna do here is enable input, and we disable input here. This is like we always do this. Okay, I made a mistake here. We get our get player controller, copy paste here, and attach it back here. This is like the sample we do every time we want to do interact with casting. So this is sample. Okay, what we're gonna do here is we are getting our play controller. So we do the key. So we do simple thing like when you do E key. Okay, when you press E key, so you're gonna launch an event. So what is this event? This event is gonna equip the weapon and move it. So what we're gonna do now is I'll open our third person character. So we need here to create a socket. So what we're gonna do is go back here, viewport. We need to create a socket for the weapon. So we open our third person character mannequin, go to the skeleton, and we go to our hand, yes, our right hand, and we attach create a socket, I mean, here. So what we're gonna do, we give it a preview. So we attach our weapon. Okay, now let's increase camera speed. Okay, so let's size it so it fits in our hand. Okay, drag this out here and here. Let's do a couple of resize. Okay, looks good. So let's rename this socket into weapon. As you can see, this is the preview how the socket gonna look be. So we go back to our preview weapon here. So what we're gonna do is when we press an E key, we want to equip this weapon. So what we're gonna do is go back to our third person character, event graph. Let's create a graph here. I mean an event. Add custom event and we name it equip weapon. Let's compile here. Okay. We go back to our BP weapon. What we want to do when we press an E key, we want to send the mesh of this BP weapon to our third person character. So what we're gonna do is when press E key, we're gonna get the cast. We're gonna get it from here. So as our third person character, we're gonna call our event equip like this. But what we're gonna do is send uh, the weapon mesh to our third person character. So here we need to add inputs. So we go here to send our mesh. So we go to our third person character. What we're gonna do is create a static mesh here. Name it weapon. Uh, this is the weapon. We're gonna get it here. What we're gonna do is set static mesh. As you see here, we attach this here and we do add this to the pin. So it will add it as an input, as you can see here. And then we go back here when we call this event, then we can destroy our weapon. So it's gonna be quick. Destroy action. Target itself. So as you can see, it's working. Okay. We want to test this out. So let's just give a default mesh here. We do here dagger. And just for the weapon, so we do a dagger. Let's compile and let's test this out. Go to our content, pins. Okay. We go back to our PP weapon to do the simulate physics thing. We have to do weapon physics, simulate physics. Good. Weapon here. Okay, we did give it this static mesh. We did compile here. Yes, we need to create a mesh for it, or can say collision. Let's do convex collision here. just for explaining how it works. Just gonna create collision. If you increase this too much, it will give a proper collision. Or so we did create collision, as you can see here. We detach this here and we go back. Now we can do a simulate physics. Give it 100. Okay, by default good. Okay, as you can see, we did equip our weapon, but you can see that it's not here. So what we're gonna do is go back to our BB third person character. You see is we did set the static mesh, but we didn't attach it. So what you're gonna do is do attach components. Target gonna be the weapon, and the parent is our character mesh. Socket name we already created, we name it weapon. So we do a snap to target. So snap to target will get our scales or mean coordination here that we created in the socket or the skeleton of our third person character. So do it snap to target. Let's test again. As you can see, we did equip our weapon. Okay, it's worked perfectly and it did destroy. So just for to do the two weapons, I'm gonna go back here to our BP weapon. So I'm gonna clear this and do unknown. So we go back also to the weapon and clear this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is go back to our content blueprint. I'm gonna create two sounds of our weapon. One force word morph on X. We're gonna use blueprint plus, and we're not gonna do an actor here, but we're gonna go to our VP weapon. Okay, we select this and we name it VP sword. And create another class also, or we just duplicate this and copy paste here, and we just rename it to VPX. Okay, we open both the sword and the X. Open full blueprint editor. Okay, as you can see here, they already inherited the weapon. So what we're gonna do is insert a mesh for the sword and for the axe. So we go back to our BP weapon here. So what we're gonna do is here in the mesh, we're gonna promote to a variable. Let's name this variable mesh or weapon mesh. This is the mesh that the weapon will get or will be sent off. So let's go to attach the meshes. So give it here the dagger for the sword, and for the axe we give it this is, as I showed you, I downloaded from Quick page. So let's compile here and here and let's check this out. We do here a weapon and an axe. Let's remove the master class, as we can name it, or the parent. And we did forget something. We go back to BP weapon. This weapon needs to get in its mesh in event begin. So what we're gonna do also is get this weapon here, or not just, what we're gonna do is get it here to creating in event begin. They get our weapon. We do set static mesh. Weapon. Gonna just remove this, and for the mesh, gonna give it the same mesh here. Okay, and let's compile. I think it will work now. Okay, let's check why it worked. Okay, and the weapon mesh. Okay, the default here. Targets and the new mesh. Yes, it's the weapon mesh. Go back to our sword and okay, it looks good. And what is happening here? If we go back here, go back to our sword and the weapon. We have event begin play. We are setting our mesh and we give it this variable. Okay, it should work. Okay, we forgot to give sword, I mean the axe addition. So let's increase this here, here, here. Let's apply here. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, what is it? Is okay. This is a BB weapon. That's why it didn't work. So we get here a BB sword. Okay, but we can see. Okay, what I think is we need a separate socket for the X. Yes, it don't attach the same, so let's go back. What we do is go back to our person character. When we want to equip here, we need to send a socket name also. So we go to our PP weapon. We add a variable. We name it weapon socket. It's gonna be a text as I remember. So we go back here to our BP third person character, and the socket name is gonna be in grip weapon event. Compile here. Okay, this is not text. This is a name, yeah. Name. So we get our weapon socket name here, and we attach it here. So we go back to our BP sword and BP axe. For the weapon sword socket, we go back to our third person character. Okay, the skeleton. So for the weapon, we change its name sword. Let's create a new socket for the axe. Okay, let's remove this preview. Okay, remove all affected assets, and we go to X and we do preview assets as X. And now let's resize it. Wait a bit, resize it, just rotate it here. Okay, some scaling and moving here. As you can see, it's pretty easy to do. Not need to be perfect, just for showing you how it's done. Okay, we go back to our sword here and we give the socket sword compile, and here we give the socket X. This is out. Okay, as you can see, okay, it's working. Just we need to size the X on our playfield here. And so let's go back to our X. Okay, for the weapon thing, size this. Let's see, go. Okay, we need to remove this attach. So not let us size from the books. Okay, compile here, and okay, you can see here for the weapon test. Okay, that's pretty much. Here we go back to the sword. Just give it the dagger so you can just resize it a little bit. Okay, let's clear back. Go back to the axe. Okay, this we need to repeat it. Okay, clear, and we go back. Okay, just need to increase the box. Try this. Okay. Okay, so now let's create the inventory or the weapon slot system. So now let's remove this. And let's create a widget. So let's go to user interface, widget blueprint. So the WD underscore antibody. Okay, we say weapon slot or antibody, same thing. What we're gonna do here, let's open our widget. So let's get our Canva panel or canvas model. Let's place it here, and then let's get the horizontal box here. This is gonna be the weapon slot. Okay, let's place it here, and then let's get image. Okay, this version of Unreal have too many bugs. Okay, let's build this. Let's do padding of 5. Okay. Okay. Or we need to do border. Okay, just let's try to simplify this. Let's do it simple. So what we're gonna do now is when we equip our weapon, we're gonna show this. So we're gonna go back to color and opacity, and let's do it all gray. Okay, let's do it all gray, and let's use the alpha. Let's do 0.5. Okay. So let's implement our widget. We go to our third person character, and let's get event begin play here, and then let's do a sequence here. First thing, gonna add our input, and second thing, let's create our widget. Create widget. We give our WD underscore weapon slot. Our name player is gonna be get player controller, and attach add to viewport. So let's test this. As you can see, this is our pen slot. So let's go back. What you're gonna do here is update our weapon icon here when we equip it. So what you're gonna do now is go to our third person character, and let's go here and let's save a reference for our widget. Let's name it widget here. Okay. Let's set here. Okay, and let's go back here. So what we're gonna do is when we equip our weapon, we're gonna check if there is an already item equipped or no. So we're gonna go create another variable is weapon equipped. Okay, yeah. So let's get weapon equipped here, and okay, so we need to see is weapon equipped, and let's do a set here. So if our weapon is equipped, we're gonna set our static mesh, so that's true, but we need to add a function here that only execute when the weapon is equipped, so to release the weapon. So let's do branch. We set our static mesh. Let's do it, yeah, let's do it here before. Go branch. Condition gonna be is weapon equipped. By default, it's gonna be false. So when the weapon, if it's false, the weapon is not equipped, we're going to equip directly the weapon and equip the weapon and set it to weapon equipped. And if there is already a weapon equipped, we need to create a function that release the weapon. So let's create a function here. Let's name it release weapon. File. Let's go back. So if there is a weapon equipped, we call our function release weapon. And then when we call it, we go here to set static mesh. So the release weapon. Let's go here, and what we're gonna do is go back to our viewport. Let's add an arrow. Okay, and here. So what we need now is to spawn the actor. So we do as spawn actor from class. We transform, we Widget. We get our arrow, and we do a get word location. Okay, let's this up. Get word location. Attach this here, and the class gonna be on the release weapon. Okay, let's compile, and okay, and that's it. We go back to our event graph. So what we're gonna do is we need to get the class of the weapon that we're gonna release. So we're gonna do is when we equip weapon, we're gonna save save a weapon class here, so release it. So what we're gonna do is let's remove this. So what we're gonna do is when we call our equip weapon, we need to save the class so we can release it. So what we're gonna do is when we promote this to a variable and we set it here, when we set, or before we set our static mesh, we do a set of this class here, and we do a get class here, and when we want to release the class or release the sort. So we go to our release, okay, go to our BPX here. We need to what we're gonna do is we need to save the class here that we're gonna use it. So for the equip weapon, and so we're gonna do is promote to a variable, and we do weapon class. So this is BPX, and this is BB dot. This is out and see what's happening here. Okay. You can see. Okay, let's check why I need to jump. I think I know why. let's go back to our PP weapon. Let's attach the box here and let's go back to check. Okay, this is a problem, so we need to fix it. So let's go back to our weapon slot. This is the sword, I think. Yes. So let's attach it separately. So we go to our weapon and let's go back to our default and in the sword. Okay, let's go back to our keyboard. Okay, so E button here. Okay, let's check this here and let's this again. Okay. Okay, why this happened? Let's go check again. So we have, let's equip the sword, and when we equip the axe, we release the sword, and when we equip the sword, there is nothing. Okay, let's check again what the problem is. Equip the axe, and then the sword, equip the axe, and then we have all just axe. Okay, we go back to our PP weapon. So what's happening is equipping our weapon, then are testing if weapon acquired. So we are releasing the weapon and we are setting the weapon to acquired. Updating the class. Class is updating each time we are equipping. So when we are releasing, and then touch components. Okay. Go back to our PP weapon. Let's see where's the problem here. So everything looks good here. We go to our PP third person. Okay, I think we are not, yes, we are not, we are when there is already a weapon. So let's go directly to set static mesh. It need to, yeah, it need to uh, set the class again to get the class. So let's check again. Okay, okay, let's try to see what is happening here. Okay, I think I know what's happening. Go back to our BB third person character. We just have some proper here issues when spawning because the weapons are too big, so they are colliding with the space. So I think this will look good now. Okay, as you see. Okay, all good now. It's working good. So what we're gonna do is now back to our PP open. We need just to add the update the icon. So we go back to content. I already downloaded some icons, X and sword, so I just need to update. So we go over here to PP weapon. So we go back to the equip weapon. And from the equip weapon, I do an update. So what's happened here is, okay, when I want to equip weapon, I need to add an event here. Okay, let's remove this and let's call it add custom event update icon. Okay, and let's use our reference here to widget. And when we want to get the widget, when we want to equip our weapon, let's call the update icon. Okay. Okay, let's do it in the branch here. So when equip weapon, we update our weapon, and we need some parameters here. So we get the image here. We need to set it as a variable here. Okay, it's already variable, so let's get it here. Get the image, and let's do a set flash set flash texture. Okay, when we update our icon texture, we need to do it as a input. Okay. Let's go back here in weapon. I mean third person character. The texture is gonna be parameter in the equip weapon, and in equip weapon texture gonna be a variable. So weapon icon, go to the sword and give it the sword icon. The X, give it the X icon. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, as you can see, this is how a weapon slot look like in games. So it's pretty easy to implement. Yeah, that's all. Hey guys, you enjoyed my video. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. I always post on Engine 5 tutorials as the one I'm showing to you now. It's a good tutorial about AI, making a basic AI and tasks. I consider you to watch it. It's good. I'm gonna post it on the left. So that's all. See you.